Okay, hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss trial paper Negeri Selangor Modul Pintas 2024 Set 1 Paper 1. Okay, let's have a look today. Right. Okay, let's go. Okay, question 1. Okay, diagram 1 shows the way to store iron 2 sulfate. Okay, so they give you a diagram here having a bottle with iron 2 sulfate. Okay, so first we need to know what is actually um, iron 2 sulfate. Okay, iron 2 sulfate is a type of salt. Okay, right. The question is, which of the following Which of the following properties is the reason why the solution is stored in dark bottle? Okay, you can see it is stored in a dark bottle. Okay, this bottle here. Usually it's like a dark brown bottle. Okay, answer A, volatile, easily explode, easily oxidize, or easily react with moisture in the air. Okay, for this case is we need to understand what is iron 2 sulfate. Okay, iron 2 sulfate is a substance, is a salt substance that can be easily oxidized. Okay, easily oxidized. That means iron 2 can change to iron 3 very easily. Okay, so that's why the answer is C, easily oxidized, not explode, not volatile, and it does not react with moisture in the air. Okay, all right, question 2. What is the chemical formula of chromium 3 oxide? Okay, chromium is Cr. The moment they give you the oxidation number here 3, that means it's 3 plus. Okay, and oxygen 2 negative. So when you cross them, what do you get? Cr2O3. Cr2O3. Answer is C. Okay. Okay, next question. Number 3, which substance is correctly matched with its type of covalent bond? Okay, so this one we need to know a little bit on how they form bonding. Okay, so let's look at number 1A, oxygen. Oxygen, do they have a single covalent bond? If you remember in chapter 5, chemical bond, oxygen, they actually have double bond, okay, because the electron arrangement is 2.6, okay, here. So they need two pairs of electron in order to achieve stable octet electron arrangement, okay. Nitrogen here needs triple bond, okay, sorry, triple bond in order to form bonding because their electron arrangement is 2.5, okay, so they need three more electrons, okay. All right, this is wrong and this is also wrong. Okay, how about ammonia? Ammonia, here you have bonding with hydrogen and bonding with another hydrogen, and they have extra pair of electrons. So this is actually single bond with hydrogen because hydrogen has only one electron. Okay, so not ammonia. And carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide, they form bonding double bond with oxygen. Okay, because carbon has what they have. So they need 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 bonding with uh, each side, 2 pair of electron with each oxygen. Okay, so that's why the answer is D. Okay, let's move. Question 4. Which of the following is the factor that affects rate of reaction? Okay, if you remember, chapter 7 from 4, okay, factors that affect. Okay, what are the factors? You have size of reactant, which is correct. Okay, number of particles, no. Number of mole, no. Volume, no, because one is size of reactant. Okay, then next can be temperature. Okay, then can be concentration. Okay, concentration. Then you can have pressure if your reactant is in gas state. Okay, and lastly, it is the presence of catalyst. Okay, so that's why A, B, C wrong. Answer is D. Okay. Question 5. Which of the following occurs in a reduction reaction? Okay, reduction reaction. So we need to understand reduction and oxidation. Okay, so what is reduction? What is oxidation? Okay, let's look at the criteria that we need to see for It's either oxygen, receive oxygen, okay, or receive or lose hydrogen, okay, electron, and the next is oxidation number. Okay, so this one would be when it's oxygen, oxygen. So this is gain. Okay, so this is gain, this is gain. Okay, because in oxidation, you gain oxygen and increase in oxidation number, and two more must be loose. Okay, and this is a total opposite for reduction. Okay, so here means loose, this one means loose, this one means loose, this one means loose. Okay, then the rest would be gain lah. Okay, so reduction here, they're asking you for reduction reaction. So let's say the first one, gain oxygen. Does it gain oxygen? No, it loses oxygen. Gain of electron. Does it gain electron? Yes, it gains electron. Okay, loss of hydrogen. Does it loss of hydrogen? No, it gains hydrogen. So this is wrong. Increase in oxidation number? Wrong, because it decrease in oxidation number. So answer is B. Try to draw this table when we receive questions on reduction and oxidation. Okay. Question 6. Which of the following chemical equation is an endothermic reaction? Okay, endothermic reaction. So now we have to know which one is exo and which one is endo. Exo is release heat. Okay, and endo is absorb heat from the surrounding. Okay. All right, let's look at this one. This is acid plus metal. The first one, acid plus metal. Okay, acid plus metal, it is an exothermic reaction. Okay, sodium hydroxide and acid plus alkali. Okay, and then the second one you have acid and an alkali. Okay, then the third one is a decomposition. Okay, this is neutralization to make salt lah. Okay, this one, neutralization. Neutralization is an exothermic reaction also. Okay, this is actually to make salt. Okay, this is also exo. Okay, whenever you see salt here. Okay, next is zinc nitrate decomposes. So this is a decomposition reaction. Decomposition, that means it is given heat, okay, and it absorbs heat. So you know that it is endothermic. This is endo. Okay, and finally here is to produce precipitate here, which is double decomposition reaction. Okay, double decomposition reaction is also an exothermic reaction. Okay, so here is the endo. Answer is C. Okay. Next, question 7. Diagram shows the structural formula of substance. Okay, what is the substance? Okay, look here. There's carbon here. There's O double bond O and O negative and K. And this is a long chain here. Okay, this is a long hydrocarbon chain. Okay, so this is the tail and this is the ionic head. Okay, so definitely what is it? It is not ester, because ester you will find something like this C double bond O, O, C, something, something, something. Okay, you must see the OC. There's only O here and OK. So it's not. Okay. Detergent, on the other hand, is something that you have an S. Okay, it's the S. Okay, double bond S. Okay, so not this. Carboxylic is C double bond O, OH. Okay, and something long chain here. Okay, so the answer is soap, because it's an ionic head here. It's either it's a salt of an sodium or potassium salt. Okay, it can be either one. Okay. Question 8. Which of the following substances is made up of one type of atom only? Okay, so the keyword here, one type of atom only. Okay, let's look. Mercury, this is Hg, mercury. Acetamide, acetamide, if you don't know the formula, okay, acetamide, there is carbon, there is hydrogen. Okay, it has carbon and it has hydrogen. Okay, methane gas also has carbon and hydrogen. Sodium chloride is NaCl. So this is two type, this is two type, this is two type, this is only one type. So answer is A, mercury. Question 9. Diagram shows three elements in the periodic table of element. Okay, which statements are true? Okay, when we look at these three elements, what do we remember? Okay, so in a periodic table, they either ask you for group 1, group 17, okay, period 3, okay, or another one which is the transition element. This is the transition element. So transition elements or transition metals, they have 4 special characteristic. Okay, they are not soluble in water because they are metal, obviously. Okay, they cannot conduct electricity. It's definitely wrong because all of them are metal. They are able to conduct electricity. They have low boiling point, also doesn't make sense because they are metal. Okay, they have high boiling point. Okay, next is they have more than one oxidation number. Okay, more than one oxidation number. It is one of the 4 special characteristic. Another characteristic, they can form colored compounds. Okay, or they can form complex ion. Okay, they have more than one oxidation number and they can be used as catalysts. Okay, these are the special characteristic of transition elements. Okay. Question 10. Which ion shows the alkaline properties in ammonia solution? Okay, this is ammonia solution. So ammonia means they are alkali. They already tell you it is alkaline properties in ammonia solution. So ammonia here, what happened? NH3, okay, NH3, okay, will react with water. Okay, will react with water. Okay, then it will have NH4 plus here, plus the OH here, negative here. Okay, so definitely it's a OH. Hydrogen is for acid. Okay, to show the alkaline property must be an OH. Okay. Question 11. Substance R is used to manufacture doorknobs. Substance R has the following properties: does not rust and shiny. Okay, so what is usually to make doorknobs we use brass. Okay, pewter is more like a decorative items. Okay, and steel are usually made buildings, bridges. Okay, stainless steel is to make cutleries. Okay, those kind of things. All right. Next is question 12. Diagram shows the structural formula for 2 hydrocarbon. You have 2 hydrocarbons here. Okay, which property is similar for both hydrocarbon? Okay, definitely. Okay, the first one, molar mass. Definitely they don't have the same molar mass because this one has 3 carbon and this one has 6 H 8 hydrogen. This one has 3 carbon and they have 6 hydrogen. So their molar mass is not the same. Okay, and their melting point, will they have a similar melting point? No, because they have different double bonds. You see, they're double bond and this is single bond. Okay, so definitely it's a no. Okay, density also same. They will not have because they are from different homologous series. Okay, but solubility, yes, because both are covalent compounds. Okay, covalent compounds, their solubility are the same. They are not soluble in water. Okay, so answer is D. Question 13. Which statement is true about rubber? Okay, let's look at rubber. Okay, vulcanized rubber is a synthetic rubber. Is it right? Vulcanized rubber is a natural rubber that you add sulfur. Okay, so wrong. B. Synthetic rubber cannot undergo vulcanization. Is that true? Okay, maybe you are not sure with this answer. You hold on first. Okay, next. The presence of semi-metal silicon allows silicon rubber to conduct electricity. Is that true? Do you think rubber is able to conduct electricity? No. Okay, next. Styrene butadiene rubber is a better alternative to produce car tire. This is definitely correct because all tires, car tires are made of SBR, SBR tires, okay, which are styrene butadiene. So you can very sure that this one is wrong because synthetic rubber can undergo vulcanization. So answer is D. Okay, choose the answer that you are very confident it is true. Okay, usually they don't ask any more wrong question. Which of the following is false? Always the question would be which of the following is true. Okay. All right. Next question 14. Which interconversion of matter causes the kinetic energy of particles to decrease? Okay, let's look at this. Kinetic particle energy to decrease. That means when they are in solid, okay, they turn to a liquid, okay, then they turn to gas. Okay, this one kinetic energy increase. Kinetic energy increase. But if you go the other way around, they slowly kinetic energy decrease. Okay, so now ice to steam. Ice to steam. Ice is solid, steam is gas. So kinetic energy increase. Wrong. Okay, steam to water. Steam to water. Kinetic energy decrease. Okay, makes sense. Okay, water to steam. Water to steam. This side, kinetic energy increase. So this is also wrong. Okay, ice to water. Solid to liquid. Also kinetic energy increase. So this is wrong. The only one which is decrease is steam to water. It's slowing down. It's becoming liquid. They're closer to each other. Answer is B. Okay. Question 15. Which element in group 17 has the smallest atomic size? Okay. Group 17, okay, you start with fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Which one is the smallest in size? You go down, size increase. So answer is smallest fluorine. Answer is B. Okay. Number 16. Which of the following substance is a salt? Okay, you have to know what is salt. Okay, let's look at these answers. Okay, barium sulfate. Is barium sulfate a salt? Yes, it is a sulfate salt. Yes. Okay. How about magnesium oxide? Oxides are not salt. Okay, oxides are base. Okay, this is a basic oxide. Okay. Ammonium chloride, it is a salt. Okay. Potassium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, KOH. Okay, this is a alkali. So it's a wrong for number 4. So answer is 1 and 3. Answer is B. Okay, whatever if you see NaOH, these are alkali. These are alkali. Okay, base magnesium oxide, sodium oxide, these are base. Okay, number 17. Which of the following substance is the main component of glass? Okay, it is not sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a type of salt. Silver chloride, you don't have it in this glass. It is more in a photochromic glass. The main component in any glass is silicon dioxide. Okay, this is photochromic glass. Okay, and plumber oxide usually in lead crystal glass. Okay, so answer is B. Okay, question 18. Diagram shows the formation of a polymer X. Okay, so you can see here, this is one polymer. Okay, and the second one plus here, this is another polymer. It doesn't look the same. Okay, it's a two different monomer. Okay, two different monomer joined to become a polymer. Okay, so it goes like AB, AB, and so on. Okay, so this is a condensation polymerization. Okay, another one that we learn is addition polymerization. Addition polymerization, you'll have A plus A. So you get A, A, A. It's the same thing over and over again. Okay, example of addition is polythene, polypropylene, and polytetrafluoroethene. Okay, these are the same thing. Okay, the Terylene here is the condensation. Okay, because it is too different. You can see the one with poly, usually they are additional. Addition polymerization. Same thing again and again, it repeats. Okay. Question 19. Which of the following statement is true about carbon compound? Okay, carbon compound, a very general statement. The general formula for alkene is CnH2n, alkene, correct? Okay. Next, functional group of alkyne is C double bond. This is double bond, wrong, because alkyne is triple bond, so this is wrong. General formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 1, wrong. Why? Because it's supposed to be CnH2n plus 2. Okay. Functional group for alcohol is hydroxide. Alcohol is hydroxide. Functional group 19. Okay. This one has CnH2n alkene. This is correct. Functional group here for alcohol is hydroxide. Wrong. Why wrong? Because it's not hydroxide. Hydroxide is an ion. Okay, it is actually hydroxyl. Don't get confused. For 1 second, I got hydroxide. No, hydroxide is an ion. This is hydroxyl. Okay, so this is also wrong. So your answer is A. Okay, question 20. Question 20. Diagram shows the structural formula of vitamin C that is found in a lemon. What is the molecular formula for vitamin C? Okay, for this we have to count one by one. Okay, so let's count. Carbon first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So C6. Okay. Next is hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I miss anywhere? 6, 7, 8. Careful, 8. Okay. So hydrogen 8. Oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so oxygen 6. C6H8O6. Answer is A. Is wrong. Is wrong. This is wrong. Okay, all you have to do is just count. They've given you the total number of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. If you need to write it down, usually we'll follow this in alphabetical order. Okay, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. It comes with a alphabetical order. Okay. Question 21. Table 1 shows proton number for 4 elements E, F, G, and H. Okay. Which part of elements can combine to form ionic compound? Okay. In order to know whether they are ionic or covalent, first you need to identify whether they are metal or non-metal. Let's see. Proton number 8. 2.6. So 6 means they are in group 16. Group 16, they are non-metal. Group which are metal is only group 1, group 2, and group 13. Okay, please remember, metals comes from group 1, group 2, and group 13 only, that they will ask in the chemical bond. Okay, so the rest are non-metal. So this is non-metal. Okay, next is 2, 8, 1. Okay, so this is metal. Okay, and next one, 2, 8, 6. This is also non-metal. Okay, the next is 2, 8, 7. Okay, So this is all non-metal, only F. So you need to combine with an F to form an ionic compound. So easy, let's eliminate which one which has no F. No F, no F, no F. Do you have the answer? Yes, your answer is A. Okay, because F, you need to have ionic bond, you need to have a metal with a non-metal. Okay, right, next. Question 22. The following equation represents the reaction between zinc and nitric acid. Okay, the following equation represents the reaction between zinc and nitric acid. Which method is the most suitable to increase the rate of reaction? Okay, increase rate of reaction. Remember the first 5 questions we have something similar. Okay, increase the mass of zinc. By increasing mass, you don't actually increase the rate of reaction. Using zinc powder, makes sense? Okay, because this is referring to the size of reactant. If you use granules, it will be slower. If you use zinc powder, it will be a faster reaction. Increase the volume. Volume does not help in increasing the rate of reaction. Decrease in the concentration. No, decreasing will decrease the rate of reaction. So answer is B. Okay. Question 23. Diagram shows substance R is used as a method to prevent the corrosion of underground iron tank. Okay, so they give you an underground iron tank and there is substance R with a connecting wire. Which of the following is suitable to be used as substance R? Okay, so what are we looking here? We're looking here as a sacrificial metal. Okay, sacrificial metal. So you must find a metal which is more electropositive than iron. Okay, so not copper, magnesium. Okay, stainless steel, no superconductor, because instead of using stainless steel as substance R, you should have made the underground tank with a stainless steel. Okay, but because the tank is already down here, maybe it's more expensive to replace it. So what we do is we use the substance R as a sacrificial metal to save the underground iron tank so that it does not rust. Okay, question 24. The boiling point of chlorine is lower than bromine. Which statement best explains this phenomenon? Okay, size of chlorine is smaller. No, it does not explain on the boiling point. Okay, the boiling point here referring to why from liquid it can turn into gas. Okay, chlorine is more reactive. No, reactivity has nothing got to do with boiling point. Covalent bond between chlorine atoms are weaker. No, it's actually the forces of attraction between the chlorine molecules are weaker. Compared to bromine, chlorine is weaker. Okay, yes, because of the size, because they are smaller in size, the attraction force is weaker. But to explain best, it should be the forces of attraction. Question 25. Diagram shows a glass containing 2 layers of substance, that's water and oil. Which food additive is most suitable to be used to ensure both substances are mixed? Okay, so this is actually food additive. Okay, so to ensure that both mix properly, you use an emulsifier. Okay, stabilizer is to make sure that the two substances are they form a proper layer. Okay, preservative is for avoid the growth of microorganism. Antioxidants are used to stop the oxidation of the food. Okay. 26. Plaster of Paris is often used to treat patients with bone injuries. It consists of fine white powder of calcium sulfate hemihydrate. What is the molar mass of calcium sulfate hemihydrate? So here you have to calculate. They have CaSO4. I just make it big for you. dot H2O. Okay, so you have 2 calcium here, 2 times 40 plus S is 32 plus 4, this one times 2 also, 4 times 2, 8. 8, 16 plus 2 times 1 and 16. Okay, so let's total this up. Use your scientific calculator. Okay, 2 times 40 plus 2 times 32 plus 8 times 16 plus 2 times 1 and plus 16. All plus, yeah, don't times. Okay, so the answer is 290D. Okay. Question 27. A standard solution is prepared by dissolving 8 grams of sodium hydroxide in 250 cm cube of water. What is the molarity? Okay, before whatever, we need to find the mole. Mole is equals to mv over 1000, or mole is equals to mass over molar mass, RMM. Okay, so for this case, since we have the mass, we have the volume, and we have the RMM. So what we do, we can find through this first. So mole is equals to 8.0 gram divide with the RMM of sodium hydroxide, 23 plus NaOH, NaOH, so 23 plus 16 plus 1. Okay, so let's calculate this. 23 plus 16 plus 1, so it's 40. So 8.0 divided by 40, what do you get? You get 0.2. Okay, this is the mole, not yet the answer. Then you want to find the molarity, so you take this, you put into this. This is 0.2, M is what you're looking for. This is 250 divided by 1000. Okay, so in other words, I write down here 0.2 is equals to M times 250 divided by 1000. So find the value of M. So M is 0.2 times 1000 divide 250. Answer is 0.8. Okay, you have to find mole from mass over RMM, and then you have to find the molarity. Okay. Okay, question 28. Diagram shows the condition of a car battery on a garage floor. 500 cm cube of 4.65 sulfuric acid from the car battery has been spilled. Baking soda can be used to react with the acid to produce sodium sulfate, carbon dioxide, and water. What is the minimum mass of baking soda needed? Okay, so you have sulfuric acid. Let's write the chemical equation. H2SO4 plus NaHCO3. Okay, what do you get? Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay, is this balanced? You see sodium here 2, so let's put a 2 here. 2 to 4, hydrogen becomes 4, so you need to put a 2 here. 2 times 2, 4. Do we have all? How about oxygen? You have 2 times 3, 6 plus 4, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cannot. Carbon here has 2, right? So you need to put another 2 here. So oxygen you have 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, now balance. Okay, so let's find the mole of this first. Mole of acid. MV over 1000. 4.65 times 500 divide by 1000. Okay, how much is this? Times 500 divide by 1000. 2.325. Okay, what they are asking, what is the minimum mass of baking soda? Okay, so if this is 1 mole, this is 2 mole, right? So 1 mole H2SO4, you will get 2 mole of baking soda. Okay, but now you are using 2.325. So how much of baking soda? You must times 2 lah. 2.325 times 2, which is 2.325 times 2. Okay, you get 4.65. Okay, this is the mole. Okay, so they want the mass. So mole is equals to mass over RMM. So 4.65 is equals to, mass is what you're looking for, molar mass. Na is 23 plus 1 plus 12 plus 3 times 16. How much is this? Plus 12 plus 1 plus 23. Okay, this is 84. So mass is times this, you get 390.6 gram. Answer is C. Okay. It's a bit complicated, but the good thing is they give you the chemical equation. Then you find the mole of acid first. Okay, then you compare and then you find the mass of the baking soda. Okay, question 29. Which of the following fertilizer contains the highest percentage of nitrogen by mass? So you have to actually calculate each one to find the percentage. Okay, so example, the first one, how many nitrogen here? 2. 2 times 14, divide with the total RMM. 12 plus 16 plus 2 times 14 plus 4, 100. Okay, potassium nitrate, KNO3. Okay, so count for this, and count for this. Okay, the same method you have to use. Okay, let's say this is 14 divide with 39 plus 14 plus 3 times 16 times 100. Ammonium nitrate is NH4NO3. Note that there are two nitrogens here, right? So 2 times 14, divide with 2 times 14 plus 4 times 1 plus 3 times 16 times 100. Okay. Finally, ammonium sulfur NH4 2SO4. Okay, when you calculate this, use the same formula, you will get the answer. Urea actually has the highest percentage of nitrogen by mass. Okay, all right, question 30. Table shows the volume of oxygen gas collected in an experiment. What is the average rate of reaction? Now, how do we calculate the average? You have to see where the reaction ends. The reaction ends here. Why? Because at 1.5, it has started to be constant. So 23.00 divide with, not this is minute, so 1.5 times 60. Okay, so 1.5 times 60 is 90 seconds. So 23 divided by 90 is 0.25555555, right? So you will get your answer 0.26. Bundarkan, round off to the nearest two decimal point. Okay. Question 31. Diagram 10 shows a graph of volume of hydrogen gas against time for the reaction between magnesium and sulfuric acid. Curve 2 is obtained when a magnesium strip is added into 25 of 0.5. Okay, which of the following can be done to obtain curve 1? Okay, what is the difference between curve 2 and curve 1? Curve 1 has a higher rate of reaction and they have double the volume of hydrogen gas. A, it is adding copper to sulfate. So this is a catalyst. By adding catalyst, you don't change the volume of the gas. You only make it higher rate. Okay, so not A. Replace magnesium strip with powder, also same. You will make it higher rate, but you don't get this double. Okay, replace 25 of 0.5 to 50 of 0.5. The concentration still same here. okay, the concentration is still the same, so it will not increase the rate of reaction. Okay, replace with 25 of 1.0. 1.0. That means it is more, concentration is higher. So this is increasing the concentration. You have double the number of volume of hydrogen gas and a higher rate. Okay. Okay. Question 32. Diagram shows an energy level diagram. Which of the following is true about the energy diagram? A. The reaction releases heat. The moment you see positive 80, you know that this is endo. Okay, so endo means they absorb heat from the environment. So A is wrong. Okay. B. The formation of chemical bond in product release 80. No, it's not the formation. It is actually the total. Okay, 80 kilojoule is the energy released to break. No, it's not the energy to release or energy to form. It is actually the total energy content of product is more than the reactant. That is the answer. The difference between the total energy content. Okay, so the answer is D. B and C is wrong. Question 33. Diagram 12 shows a type of reaction. You can see here, this is actually a substitution reaction happened in alkane. What is the name of the reaction? It is called substitution. It's not cracking, this is for petroleum. Esterification is between alcohol and carboxylic acid. Okay, addition reaction is whether you add hydrogen, gas, or oxidation when you add oxygen. Substitution, you see it is happened in alkane. Okay, answer is D. Question 34. Which of the following is the structural formula of polymer Y? Okay, you see this is actually an addition here. This is the repeating monomer. Okay, it's the same thing repeating again. So you can see which one is the same. There's Cl here, there's Cl here. This one is CH3, no. This one has nothing, no. This one has a ring here lagi lah. Salah. Okay, so your answer is A. Question 35. Diagram shows an atomic model of a compound. Okay, so they mention here covalent bond. Which of the following is true? High melting point and boiling point. Okay, formed by sharing electron of metal atoms. This is wrong. Okay, if you're not sure whether high melting point and boiling point, look at this. Form of sharing electron, definitely no, because they've written here covalent bond. So there are no metal atom because there's silicon and also oxygen here. Okay. Van der Waals forces exist between molecule. Van der Waals forces. Okay, let's look at D. Oh, there's no D, only C. Van der Waals forces. Okay. You can't really say because you are not sure here, but if you look at this model, this is actually a covalent, it's a big molecule. When they have big molecule here, they tend to have high melting and boiling point. Okay. Van der Waals forces would be happen in covalent compounds, but for this case here, they have higher melting point because of the how it is arranged compared to the other covalent compounds. Okay. Question 36. Diagram shows two salt solution. You have iron 2 sulfate and iron 3. Which of the following reagent can be used to differentiate the two solutions? Okay, you can either use a cation test. Okay, cation test, there's only two you can use. The first one is you either use sodium hydroxide, okay, or you can use ammonia solution. Either one you put in excess. This one you can see green precipitate. This one you will see a brown precipitate. Okay, so answer is B. Not this, and not D. Okay. Question 37. Diagram shows the change of substance P to substance Q through process S. Okay. P soluble in water reacts with ethanoic acid to produce sweet smell. So what can react with ethanoic acid? It can be an alcohol, okay, to produce sweet smell, which is an ester. Okay, so it goes through process as insoluble in water and decolorize the purple. So it can be alkene, because alkene is the one that can decolorize the purple color of acidified potassium manganate. Which of the which of the following is correct about process S? So from alcohol to alkene, what can you do? From alcohol to alkene, it is actually dehydration. Okay, because you are removing water. Alcohol, to get alkene, you remove water. Pass through hot porcelain. Yes, you pass through hot porcelain chips, it will absorb the water. This is for hydrogenation. Heated at 180 degrees Celsius with nickel is hydrogenation. Steam at 300 phosphoric acid is not. React with hydrogen chloride at room temperature is also not. So answer is A. Okay, when you see dehydration, it has to go through porcelain chips. Question 38. The following equation represents the reaction between acidified potassium dichromate and iron 2 sulfate. Solution. What is the change in oxidation number of chromium? Okay, look at chromium here and chromium here. You know here is positive 3. So here you have to calculate 2 times x plus 7 times negative 2 equals to negative 2. This negative 2 is not for the chromium, it's for the whole thing. Okay, so 2x minus 14 equals to minus 2. 2x is equals to minus 2 plus 14. 2x is equals to positive 12, x is equals to positive 6. So positive 6 to positive 3. Answer is B. Okay. Question 39. Table shows an experiment for the reaction between J, K, and L with several reactions. J, K, and L has 2 carbons. That's what they've given to you. Okay, you see the results here. It reacts with J and K, it doesn't react with L. Okay, it reacts with bromine for J and L, it doesn't react for K. Zinc, it reacts with only with L. Okay, so name J, K, and L. So how do we do this? Okay, see what you can first. It reacts with acidified potassium solution. Which one can react with acidified potassium solution? Alkene. Okay, alkene. So alkene, this one either alkene. Alkane cannot. Okay, alkane. There's no alkane here. It's either alkene, alcohol, or okay. So it can react with this. So this one can be alkene. This one also can be alkene. Okay, but alkene can also react with bromine water. So this is also alkene. Okay, and it cannot react with zinc. Okay, it makes sense. So K is definitely alkene. Let's see which one is alkene. This is not, this is not, this is right. This is not. That's how you identify in the first one. Okay, now let's check. If it's alcohol here, J, is it correct? They can react with, yes, it can also. Okay, J can be alcohol because they can react with acidified potassium manganate to form carboxylic acid. They can react with bromine water? No, they can't. They can react with this? No, cannot. Okay. But you see, L cannot react with this, cannot react, but it can react with zinc. That means only acid is able to react. So L definitely is acid. So that's why your answer is C. Okay, you have to be very careful. Question 40. The table shows the heat of neutralization between 2 reactions between acid and alkali. Which is the best statement explaining the difference of the heat of neutralization for reaction 1 and 2? Okay, what's the difference between reaction 1 and 2? Reaction 1, you see a strong acid. Okay, this is a weak acid. Okay, so acid nitric is a strong but is a weak acid. That truly does not explain the reason why. Okay, the concentration of hydrogen ion nitric acid is higher. Okay, yeah, but it does not explain. Nitric acid ionized completely in water. Yeah, so it still does not explain what actually. Finally, all the heat energy is released in the reaction 1, while some of the heat energy released is absorbed by ethanoic air to ionize the acid ethanoic acid molecules because they ionize partially. So the heat energy is used to reabsorb that. Okay, so answer is D.